Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a super interesting knife review / knife overview to share with you guys. This is the Civivi Clingman, designed by none other than Taylor Martin of Best Damn EDC. Now, right off the bat, I want to make this known. I think this is a fair thing to do as a knife reviewer and as somebody who is friends with Taylor Martin. I know that some of you feel you're like, we got a knife reviewer like reviewing another knife content creator's knife. It feels a lot like promotion, you know. On top of that, Metal Complex is friends with him. Like, yeah, that's true. That's what's happening. So I'm going to give you guys my honest thoughts, but whether or not you trust that, it's entirely up to you. And I think I wouldn't be doing my duty as a reviewer if I didn't make that known up front. So for those of you who, trust my content and everything like that, well then yeah, we'll move forward and I'll tell you exactly what I think. But if you, take issue with that, I don't think that's an unreasonable perspective. I completely understand that, but I wanted to make that clear right up front. But anyways, this knife is available. It was sent to me for free by Civivi, so thank you very much. But the truth be told, Civivi provides all of the Civivi knives for free. So this, I'm treating it like I'm treating it no differently than any other review I've ever done. But anyways, thank you so much to Civivi and Taylor Martin for allowing me to share this with everybody. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. This knife is available in a few different colors, and it is really, when you consider all of the little details, especially one in particular, pretty good price. So it'll be linked in the description. Anyways, let's go ahead and get a measurement here. Oh boy, I just realized the bug out was way off screen. Which I want to use to compare to here in just a second. Let's go ahead and get a measurement of this knife. It's not a huge knife, but it's also not a tiny knife either. The Clingman is coming in at 7 inches. The blade length is 3 inches, and your cutting edge is about 2.7. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. Any custom scales you find in this section can be found down in the description under Original Goat and others, up against the AD10 and the AD20.5. It's much smaller. It's mostly in terms of the profile here, because if we look at the cutting edge, it's identical. You have to understand the camera's at an angle, so it looks like this guy's a little shorter. The actual cutting edge is exactly the same as something like the AD 20.5. Obviously much smaller than the AD10. Let's put it up against the Spyderco PM2 and the Spyderco Para 3. Again, looks really, really small, mainly due to the height, but your cutting edge is actually, there's more cutting edge on the Clingman. Man, Civivi's, your guys' factory edges are ridiculous. Look at this. I'm just saying, the reflectivity there, it's absolutely wild. But anyways, I have really great lighting down here, so I never get to really see these things in full real life definition until I'm down here, in my little, what I call my office. It's basically a storage room. But anyways, more cutting edge there, despite being smaller. And then finally, up against the Benchmade Griptilian, or in this case, the Ritter Hogue and the Hogue Deca. How is the action on this knife? If you've handled the Civivi, then you'll know, this is going to operate exactly like you'd expect. It's got a nice detent. It's got nice thumb studs. Wish they were slightly larger. I also wish there was a slight cutout here to get under here a little bit more. But I'd be lying if I said that it was a problem to deploy it. It's not. It's not a problem at all. That's the meat of my finger doing the reverse flick. Using my fingernail, also not a problem. Doing the standard thumb stud deployment, also not a problem. This is one of my favorite styles of front flippers ever. If you're not a front flipper person, you can basically just ignore this thing's existence. It's so minimal. If you like front flippers, it works perfectly. It doesn't have to be this big stupid horn coming off of the thing. It can be little, and as long as it's got the right detent and it's got some jimping there, you can get a hold of it. The only thing that's a little bit problematic is the access to the lock bar, and it's not bad. It's just I have to push in and over, and it's a little toothy. I just wish this was cut out slightly lower, not only for access to the lock bar, but also for slightly better access to the thumb stud. But understand this, it's not a deal breaker. It's just a little nitpicky thing, something that I would point out on essentially anything. Outside of that, it's fine. There's also no double clutch or anything like that. Very, very easy to manipulate. Runs on bearings, if I didn't say that. Carry profile. Thickness up against the Spyderco Para 3. It's about the same, right? Not bad. Length and height up against the PM2 and Para 3. This is where this knife becomes insanely easy to carry. This is a knife that you can put in your pocket with other stuff. Like me personally, I have one pocket for my knife. I don't like other things being in my knife pocket. It drives me absolutely insane. But I know a lot of you think that I'm a wackadoo and you carry other things in your knife pocket, even if you're carrying something like the AD10. If you are somebody who's like me, this is a much easier knife to carry with other things. It just doesn't take up much room, despite being the exact same thickness as something like the Spyderco Para 3. Let's go ahead and do a hardware check. I'm going to get out my tools as per usual. My tools are very inexpensive and very recommendable. You can find them right down in the section of my description that talks about the tools I use on this channel. This is going to be a T8 for the pivot. It's going to be a T8 for the body screws. And holy moly, we got T8 pocket clip screws. It seems like such a silly, stupid little thing. Thank you. I'm going to guess, Taylor, I'm going to guess you were like, don't put your big, dumb Loch Ness monster clip on my creation, and don't you dare think about T6 screws. No, he said, I want a titanium pocket clip on this guy, and I also want T8 screws. Thank God. It sounds like such a stupid little thing, but it drives me crazy. Thank you. Also, thank you for having the good sense to offer mounting positions for left-handed people, which is something that Civivi does anyway, right? But yeah, this is great. I really like this. It's a titanium clip, a milled titanium clip, is not only something that's much more expensive to do than a stamped clip, right? I mean, it's still not an enormous amount of money, but it is something that I think is better. Titanium is much more forgiving than steel. So if you do somehow manage to get underneath this and bend it out, it's way easier to get it back. And it adds that extra premium feeling as well. So I like that. Nice, very easy to take apart and put back together. As long as you have the right tools for the job, you should be good to go. Let's go ahead and weigh it. What are we looking at for materials? We are looking at Nitro V for the steel. We have micarta for the scales here, which is nice. We got that forest green, which I like much better than what looks like cooked grandma's couch OD green. Don't like that, but that's totally subjective. Then we have steel liners, full steel liners there. So the weight on this guy is, I'm going to guess this weighs a little over 2. Okay, 2.5. So in my book, that's ultra lightweight, right? We have a 3-inch blade with 2.6 ounces of weight. It favors slightly the butt, but there's nothing wrong with favoring the butt. So that's fine with me. The overall object is just very, very compact and lightweight. And on this channel, I consider anything under 3 ounces to be ultra lightweight. I don't care if it's 1.2, if it's 2.8, if it's 2.1, I don't care. It's ultra lightweight to me. That's every ounce underneath 3 ounces is just 1 ounce more likely I'm going to wash it. So you can take that and apply it to yourself, however that works. But this is an ultra lightweight knife in my book. Let's go ahead and measure the blade stock thickness here. I'm going to guess it. You know what? It actually, I think it's because it's not beveled on top. It looks thicker than a standard Civivi, but I doubt that it is. And that's correct. It's 115 thousandths, so it's still nice and thin. Okay, we did action, we did weight, we did the hardware check. We have the blade stock thickness. Let's move into the meat and potatoes. I have to assume, as somebody who periodically watches Taylor's content, and it is very good, his production value is insanely good. So if you're not subscribed to Best Damn EDC, you should be. I can't imagine anybody who watches my channel isn't, but you should be. It's very good. I think Taylor likes a bit more of a classic knife profile than I do, and that's what it makes me think of here. This makes me think of like the old stool. I mixed up toadstool and old school. We've been playing Family Uno with Mario-themed Uno cards, and so I have Toad's face in my head. I think that's why I said that. But it does remind me of that old school, classic, like that clip point style blade. What's nice about that, if you love this this profile, it's also aggressively hollow ground. I mean, this is very, very thin. So there's not a lot of room from the flat to drop down to the cutting edge, but it is very, very aggressively hollow ground. So this was I caught it here first. It is very, very slicey, insanely, insanely slicey. It'll also be very, very easy to touch up. Nitro V is a great steel at this price point. I mean, it's actually one of the priciest steels at this price point, but it's very, very well-rounded. This will be a beautifully simple knife to touch up or even resharpen. It's awesome. Civivi does a very, very nice factory edge, and we're getting to the point where they're essentially polishing these edges from the factory. Really nice. In my experience, this was a wonderful poker, a wonderful puncturing knife, right? Digging in and getting into those little, one of the most annoying things that I deal with every day was just like nothing. It's just like when people send me something or a package comes in the mail and they've just like to the point where it's annoying to get into those areas to get through the tape and get one of the flaps to lift up, right? The tip was really nice, and so was the edge. I mean, it did exactly what I wanted it to do. I carried this knife very, very casually, the same way that I do every knife before review. I'm a regular Joe, so I use these knives exactly the way that I would any other knife, and this did exactly what I expected it to do. It was very convenient, lightweight, compact, all of that. I wish that these scales were slightly thinner. It's not that this feels thick, it's just that the overall profile is so narrow that it makes me want these to be slightly thinner. I would have loved it if, I'm going to say what I would like to have seen, and then I'm going to say why, how I understand why it's not the case. I would have loved to see these liners nested, and that way everything could have been reduced by essentially the thickness of the liner, and that would have been about perfect. The reason... he is very clearly trying to keep this knife at a specific price point. So if you look at these materials and you look at everything else in Civivi's line, and then you take into consideration that this knife has a titanium pocket clip, there should be no doubt in anyone's mind that Taylor set out to design his own knife, but keep the price as absolutely reasonable as possible. Right? I think people like to assume that content creators will take an opportunity to release a knife and then, cash in. In my experience, the goal from the content creator as a knife lover and knife enthusiast is to share what they love with the community and make it as accessible as possible, at least to whoever they think their audience truly is, right? So there's no doubt in my mind that Taylor was trying as hard as he possibly could to keep the price down. So when you nest the liners, it does create additional work. That's going to increase the price. Even if it increases the price by $5, I feel like Taylor was very cognizant of that and very aware that, everything that I'm doing here, I'm trying to make this as accessible as possible to the widest variety of people possible, while still making something that I truly and legitimately love and would carry myself, right? That's what makes sense to me. So, would have been nice. It's okay that it's not the case. Ergonomically, pretty good, right? Don't really have any major complaints. It's not something that I'm going to call hand-melting excellent. It's also not something that I'm going to call anywhere near bad. It's just generally comfortable. I feel locked in. I'm also surprised I can get a full grip on this guy. There's a nice little area right here where you've got space before you end up on the sharpening edge, and I feel like that's a pretty well-designed sharpening choil, but I don't sharpen all the time. I suppose you get this in a vise and maybe the stones run into this area here or there. I don't know. If you sharpen all the time, maybe you can tell me how that might frustrate you. But what I see here, it looks like a pretty spacious sharpening choil. So that's nice. But yeah, ergonomically, I never had an issue with this guy. Never felt like I was uncomfortable, in danger of dropping it, or, not confident in my grip or anything like that. It was just genuinely really, really good. We have the nice satin finish that Civivi typically applies. It doesn't say anything on the front. It just has the Civivi logo here, or the Capsule Corp logo. It's funny how I always joke that the Migron logo looks like the Majin logo and that the Civivi logo looks just like the Capsule Corp logo from Dragon Ball Z. Maybe that's just funny to me. But on the other side, we have Best Damn EDC's logo, and I feel like he did make that as small as he possibly could, so I appreciate that. It's a good-looking knife from the front, very straightforward and basic. We've got one little line here just breaking it, giving it that kind of faux bolster look. Otherwise, it would just be flat with nothing else there, but it is very, very minimal, and it makes sense that he would have done that on purpose. Nice wedge here. I do like this big, dramatic. This isn't traditionally my favorite blade shape, but as far as like trying to make it look like that traditional, I forget the exact knife, the exact traditional knife that I always saw this on, but that is clearly what he was going for, and I feel like it did a really good job there. We have a standoff here. We have a standoff here. We have a lanyard bar here. That's typical Civivi construction. Pocket clip, excellent. I have no complaints about that. That was the right move. In and out of the pocket, easy. A little bit of friction on my Micarta sometimes, but like right now, I'm in probably the most frustrating pants that you could possibly wear to carry a pocket knife, and that's athletic pants that want to catch and, get bunched up and This knife is stupidly easy. You know, as somebody who wears pants like this all the time, you know, hyper pinchy clips or big, heavy, crazy knives, which are the ones that I personally love to carry the most. Those are the ones that get hung up the most on my pants. So this is a knife that you can carry pretty much, unless you're wearing skin tight leather pants. This is going to be a comfortable carry. We have a stop pin that's located a little lower than traditional, but that's just where it ends up. There's no shouldering. That's okay. It doesn't need it. We have completely solid lockup. We have no lock stick. We have no pivot lash. Very, very smooth in here. And a nice detent that is tuned for front flipper and thumb stud deployment. I think this has remained center. Yeah, that's remained. Sorry. I'm going to make sure you guys can see I don't have my fingers on it. That has remained absolutely perfectly centered this entire time. So, what is the price of this knife? $60, right? Yeah, you can get, like some companies like Migron will offer 14C28N and micarta or G10 for about $40 to $44. Nitro V, I believe, is a more expensive composition. How it performs in relation, I mean, it's, you know, multi-directional teeter-totter, right? But to get Migron's knives that have the titanium clips, you do have to pay a little bit more, right? Much closer to the $60 price point that this is at, $60. If we compare directly with other similarly sized Civivi knives, right, that are utilizing Nitro V and micarta, a lot of them are quite a bit more expensive than this knife, even without the titanium pocket clip. That is a part of this. If you're like, but I don't need I don't care if titanium pocket clip. That's fine. You don't have to, but it still goes into the cost of this. I'm gonna consider it, especially as somebody who does prefer a titanium pocket clip, right? Little bit irritating to get in here. Little bit. Gotta be honest, right? And then I wish we had some more jimping out here. I don't think I really covered that. Wish we had a little bit more out there. And wish this area I think could be just the liner. And this area here, just cut it out a little bit more, and you essentially have a perfect, you know, for this style of knife, it's perfect. I think the value is great. I think, like I said, it's very clear that that was his goal. So if you like Best Damn EDC and you just want to support him, great, that's fine. But if you're just like, I don't care about any of the YouTuber stuff, is it a good knife? Yeah, it is a good knife. I think anybody, you know, even without having to sit here for 18 minutes, I think you probably could have picked up on that right away. So if you're new to the knife world and you're like, would this be a good first EDC knife to pick up? Yeah, absolutely. Or if you're not new, if you're like, is this a good, like, just whatever, kind of carry it or beater knife or what? Yeah, it also is. I think it's great, and the value is also great. Just a couple little things that I would change. This is going to go in my cheap knives that I like playlist because it is, in fact, a cheap knife that I like. I think it's very, very good. So if you pick it up, I think you're going to enjoy it. Thanks again to Civivi. This will be a knife that I end up doing a giveaway on my channel. I usually do giveaways on live streams, usually Friday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you can expect to see this in the prize packages in the future. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.